Uh, what's up, everyone? This is part 2 of my intro to how I found out I was bipolar. So I last left off on me smoking the drugs that this guy gave me. And what it does, for those of you that don't know, first off, don't ever do these drugs. I wish I had listened to my wife. She told me from the very get-go to not do it. She's, done it in the past. She knows how. Just don't ever do cocaine or meth or just anything that's bad for you. Please, just don't. And so when I was on these drugs, I could see it was bringing out the bipolar. It was up, down, because I would be really high and like moving really fast, trying to get things done. Then I'd get really low and really scared. And my wife took a video of it, and maybe one day I can have her post it, and so you guys can physically see what I'm talking about. But right now, I'm not ready for that because I said a lot of crazy things, and it was weird. I thought I was possessed by the devil. I was saying I was Jesus Christ. I was saying I was the secret president of the United States, that vampires were real. I couldn't function at work properly after this. When I went back to work, this happened over a weekend when I did these drugs. And when I was at work, I couldn't focus straight. I was bouncing around all over the place. It was just awful. But when I said all those things about me being Jesus and all that stuff, then that's when my family started getting concerned about me needing to go to the hospital. They were right. Because there was one straw that broke the camel's back, and it was, I remember I was looking for some car keys. Well, my daughter had moved them, and I didn't realize that. And so I was convinced that somebody had broken into my house or something, and or maybe one of my family members had taken the keys on purpose and were hiding it from me or something. I don't know. And so when I was searching for these keys, I found a pair of scissors, and I just wanted to take the pair of scissors and just drive it in my eye. I didn't want to kill myself. I was just so frustrated that I would have much rather had the scissors through my eye than have to look for the stupid keys anymore. So after that happened, I went to the hospital, and they tried to calm me down. This was just a psychiatric hold. I wasn't placed on a 5150 yet, which, for those of you that don't know, a 5150 is a 72-hour, so 3 days, involuntary hold because you are a danger to yourself or others, and I was. But first I was in the hospital trying to just calm down naturally, see if I could just take myself from here down to here, and nothing was working. I tried reading books, I tried listening to music, I tried talking to my mom and stepdad, and nothing was working. So I remember one thing that I did. I was reading Harry Potter, the very first book. It was the first time I started reading them, and I was able to relate to Harry's character so well, and I was so out of my mind, and I thought the book was written for me. It was all about me. I was the boy who lived. I was, I was out of my mind. It was every time I did that. If I watched a video, I'd be like, oh, hey, this video was made for me because I'm meant to be this person, or I'm meant to be that guy, or, it's craziness. That's the only way to explain it. And so then, that wasn't helping, and so, finally, the doctors felt it necessary to put me on a 5150. I should mention that I went willingly to a 5150. Now, what I mean by that, I'm not saying that the doctor came up to me and was like, okay, Sean, you can either stay here, go home, or you can go to a 5150. I didn't have a choice, regardless, but I'm saying the doctor was like, we're probably going to place you on a 5150 because you're not getting better. And I told them, do it. Do what you got to do. So to me, that's me willingly going to a 5150. And so then, yeah, I felt, and I just, there's just so much to say. I don't know how I can get everything down. Maybe if people had questions, I could answer them. And it's because it's really hard for me to like focus now and keep my thoughts together. And that's because that was the drugs. The drugs screwed up the chemicals in my brain, and so now I can't function like a normal person. So I'm sorry if like something seemed vague, or if some things just ramble on too long. That's just part of the disorder. And so anyways, so they placed me on a 5150, and they were looking for a facility to send me to, and I actually had to spend like a day and a half in the hospital, cooped up in the same room, not allowed to do stuff. That was so stressful. But eventually, I should mention that the reason why all this Jesus stuff was going on was because this happened Easter weekend. So like this just happened. Easter weekend was when I went to the hospital. Sunday night, actually. So on Easter, Sunday night was when I went to the hospital. So that didn't help with the delusions. I was delusional. And so I think I'm going to end it here with them placing me on a 5150 and then looking for a facility for me to go to. And then the next video I will describe and share my experience of what it was like in the facility. Just remember my motto that I'm going to go with, that I learned from my teacher. I'm going to sign off now. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Thanks, guys.